Hello, my name's Charlie, and by the time you're watching this video, I will currently be a Walt Disney World cast member, which is absolutely insane. I can't believe I'm saying that. Yeah, so in today's video, I'm going to explain all the paperwork that needs to be done before you fly out. So, it's currently September. By the time this video is up, it'll be November, and I found out I got the job in April this year. So I'm just making this video to all the future applicants, anyone who's thinking of applying for the Cultural Representative Programme. I'm just going to explain all the paperwork that needs to be done. Just going to give you a little bit of explanation into each thing, just so it's not overwhelming when it comes, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of help because it is confusing. There is a lot to be done, but this video is hopefully going to explain what needs to be done at what time, and I'm going to give you the timeline and the order of things when they need to be done. I'm going to start at the very start, when you find out you've got the job. So congratulations if you've got that congratulations email. Well done. I'm so proud of you. Well done. So once you get that email saying congratulations, you've been selected to participate in a Disney program, that is the moment you are enrolled onto the Disney system, like confirmed. When that email comes through, you should have already made a account on Disney Doc, and you should have already uploaded your personal information and a scan of your passport, because that was needed before the final interview. But now you're going to need to upload a few more things onto that Disney Docs website. So the first thing you'll need to do is you'll need to write an English statement. Now the English statement is not hard, not confusing, not difficult at all. It is literally an A4 piece of paper. You need to handwrite it. You can type it, however, you will need to handwrite your signature at the bottom. So I just wrote the thing top to bottom with my own handwriting. So I suggest do that because it's simple. The English statement is a document that proves you can speak English. That is, in simple forms, what it is. So you're going to write it as a letter. You're going to explain that you speak English in your day-to-day life. You learn English in primary school, and you continue to use English for your day-to-day life. It is a paragraph long, not even that. All you need to do is explain that you speak English. You're going to need to write it in correct, full English, full sentences, and then at the bottom, sign it with your full name and your signature, and then you're going to need to scan it and upload it to Disney Docs. Then Disney will approve it if it's correct. If not, they will decline it, and then you will have to rewrite it and send it again. So don't panic if you've done it wrong, because if it is wrong, they will resend it to you and get you to make the amendments. However, it is very simple. The only thing I would suggest is you have to hand signature the bottom. So that is the only thing that is like detrimental that needs to be done, because a few people didn't do that and then they got it sent straight back to them. So as long as you remember to do your signature at the bottom in your own handwriting and scan it in, or I scanned it on my phone, so if you haven't got a scanner, don't panic, because you can use your notes app on your phone and scan that through. That's what I did, and then it will be approved and you don't have to worry about it. So that is the first thing that they ask you to do. Next, you'll need to pay your program fees. So this needs to be done, I think, within 7 days of your acceptance on the program. So I had to pay $431. That is in 2023. That is the price. I'm sure it will go up as time goes on, but the current price is $431. Of course, that is less in British pounds. However, you are paying a foreign transaction fee, so you will have to pay a little bit more because it is a foreign transaction fee. So just be aware that that happens. Of course, I don't think you'll be bothered, because if you're applying to do the job, you want to do the job, so it's not going to bother you. So once you've paid your program fees, you will also have to make an account on Disney Dorms. I honestly can't remember the information on that, but I think all you have to do is make the account and then accept when you're on there, and then that's all you need to do for now. So make sure you do that, and make sure you bookmark all of these on your computer, because you want to have them saved just for future use when you go and log in. Make sure they're starred or whatever you do on your web browser, just so you can easily access them. And make a note of all the passwords. Please remember your passwords, and if you're smart, change the password for each thing. Don't keep the same password for everything. I mean, you've heard this a million times from your whole life, but do it. I've done it just to be careful. So make sure you have a different password for everything. That is all the information you need to do for a while. And then eventually, a few months down the line, I got an email from Yummy Jobs or Disney, I can't remember who it was. And that is the email that tells us we have to start our DBS. So if you're from the UK, I'm pretty sure it's the same all round, but this video is straight to UK applicants because that's the only thing I know. A DBS will have to be done on your behalf, so you will have to go onto the UK government website and apply for a DBS. You will have to put your own information on there, your passport, your driver's license. I think you have to include a bit of your ID on the application, and then they will do that and they will send you your certificate. Once it comes back all clear, you will then have to share your results with Yummy Jobs. That was the challenging part because Yummy Jobs actually gave us instructions on our email on how to do that. However, it was very confusing. It's not confusing at all. All you have to do is, I think there's like a certificate number or something that you can share to them, and that's all you have to do. And then you have to send that to Yummy Jobs via email, and then they can access it and confirm that it's all clear and you're ready to go. On that email telling you to get your DBS check, Yummy Jobs also said that you will need to start looking for insurance, because throughout the whole stay, the whole duration, you will need to have medical insurance. You are able to go to any medical insurance company. It's completely your own choice. However, you will have to get full coverage for the whole 12 months you are out there. They did say in the email, after 3 months, after 90 days, you can enroll onto Disney's medical insurance. They don't give you any information on that. I still don't know any information on that, but you do find out information whilst you're on your program out there. It is your own choice, so start looking around, look at what's best suited for you. If you have medical conditions already, see what works for you, see what would be the best for you. I mean, it's really important because you want a good provider. You want a provider that's going to provide you and look after you while you're out there. Anything could happen. So make sure that you pick the right one for you. Yummy Jobs do suggest one in that email. However, it's completely up to you if you want to go for it. It's important to read what they've got, read what they're offering to you, and see if that is a company you want to use. There's loads out there, so do your research, look at reviews, look at what they offer and compare the two, because they're all different prices, they all offer different things. And of course you can choose different months, because after 3 months you might decide you want to move for Disney, so you could just take out a 3-month one just to get you to that 90-day period and then go fully on Disney. Or you could pay for the whole year and then while you're out there, buy Disney's one as well, so you can have 2 and be double covered. So it's completely up to you. Do your research, speak to your family, see what advice is out there, because that is an important thing that you're going to want to do your research for, okay? Then comes the visa. Dun dun dun. Now, I've just completed my visa, and I'm going to tell you it's not as scary as it's made out to be. It is just time consuming and lengthy and a bit not clear how to do it. So, let me explain. So, the first thing you'll do is you'll receive the I-797 document from Disney. So that is basically the petition that Disney and the US government have made on your behalf. Once that's done, they will email you that, and the second you get that email, that document, it's a green document. So once you see that green document, that is when you can start your visa application. Sorry, I've got notes, so I am looking down. So the next thing you'll have to do is you'll have to start your visa application on the US immigration website. So all the links are on that email from Disney. So you'll go onto the US immigration website, you'll create your account, and then you can start from then. It does say this might take 90 minutes, maybe more, maybe less. So make sure you've got that amount of time to sit down and go through it. I would suggest doing it all in one go, but you can save it and come back to it later if you have to. So from then, you'll have to insert all of your information, everything that it asks. So it will start off with your basic information. It will ask you about your education. If you've been to uni, this means that you'll have to include a lot of information about your uni. Luckily, I've not been to uni, so I got to skip through those parts. If you do, it just extends the time even more. So if you've been to uni, if you've been to America before, if you've got an American visa before, that will mean you've got to spend longer on your visa application. It's not hard, it's just a lot of information. You're going to have to include what dates you've been to America before, what dates you've been on holiday in America, your dates of your education, your dates of your university. So it can be a lengthy process getting all that information and typing it in, but my advice would be save every page once you're going through, just so in case it does time you out. I mean, my friend Alex, who was doing it at the same time as me, it kept timing her out, so she had to re-go back into the page and reinsert all the information. So make sure you're saving every page as you go on, just so all that information is not lost and you don't have to start back from the start, because it is a lot of information. You're going to have to type in a lot of boxes that you have to tick and make sure it's accurate. Yeah. Oh, let me get that breath out. That was a lot of words. You will have to include a picture of yourself. It has to be a recent picture. I think it's within 6 months. Yeah, so I would suggest taking that picture before. It has to be passport style, so blank expression, no glasses, hair away from the face. You know how to take a passport picture, but yeah, make sure that is saved onto your device so you can just upload it at the end. And then once you've gone through all that process, you can send that off. And then from there, you will get a confirmation that it's all done, and you will have to print that. So I'd say email the confirmation to your email just as double backup. Print that off, and then you will have to go to the US Embassy website. You'll have to find the London or Belfast or wherever you are in the UK, whatever's closest to you. You'll have to go to that one. I went to the London one on the website, and then you will have to create an account with them. So you'll have to make a login, and you'll have to include information, and you'll have to include the certificate number from that I-9. Oh, I can't remember what they're called. They're all called different things. So from that US immigration website, you'll have to take your certificate number, or it's a number from there. You'll have to take that over to the US Embassy website, and you'll have to make your account from then. From then, you will have to answer loads of questions again. It's not as long, it's literally not even half the time that you spent on the visa. But once you've filled out your information, it will tell you if you're required to go to the US Embassy in London or Ireland, or they might ask you to upload your documents and send them off, and that is exactly what I had to do. So I'm going to have to print off all my documents, take it to a courier place. I'm going to tell you there's not a lot of courier places. I mean, my nearest one is 45 minutes away from my house. I will have to take all my documents to one of these select courier locations, and they will package it up and send it off on my behalf. You then have to pay your fees on that website, and you can opt to pay an extra £20 to get your passport sent back to your house. You can either get it sent to one of the very few locations that you will have to pick it up yourself, or they will post it to your house. I paid that extra £20 to have it sent to my house. I think most of you will, because you'll want it sent to your house. But be aware that a certain person has to sign it on your behalf, so you will have to include their name on it, because of course it's such an important document. So make sure that someone's going to be in the house, whoever's in your house you'll have to put their name on it so that they'll be able to sign for it when it arrives. From then, you'll hopefully get your passport back. They will give you an estimate time when it will be confirmed and sent back to you. It hasn't happened to me yet, but it will in the future, hopefully. And then from then, you are good to go. Hello, it's been about 2 months since I last recorded the part 1 of this video. And now, 2 months later down the line, I've got so much more gossip, so much more information to tell you. So sit back, relax, and buckle in, because so much unpredicted stuff happened. So yeah, I've got literally pages of notes that I've got to go through to tell you, because so much happened. So yeah, right, let me jump straight in. So I think I ended the first part of this video talking about applying for the visa. So what I had to do is I had to print off all the documents they told me, and I had to go to a DX, what would you say, courier site, drop-off location, okay? So imagine it, I've never heard of DX in my life, so imagine it like Royal Mail drop-off centre. So it's basically a shipment centre. You had to go, you had to take all your documentation, take it in. They had like a desk, and the man was very kind. He basically gave you a little wallet. All you had to do was put all your documents, including your passport, everything they tell you, in that little like plastic zip, not zip, it's like a little, basically a mailer bag. Put everything in the mailer bag that you're happy to send off, and he puts a sticker on it, gives you a confirmation letter, confirmation little sticker with a trackable thing on it, and that's it. That's all you had to do. But be aware that are only, I think, 12 in the UK. So be aware that you might have to travel for quite a bit to get to one. My nearest one was Tipton, and I live in Birmingham. So it wasn't far out. It was about 50 minutes in the car from my house. And that was in traffic. So just be aware that you might have to travel a bit to drop off one. But yeah, that happens. And they send all your documents to the US Embassy in London, and they will start processing your visa application, and they will hopefully approve it. Now, when the documents arrive at the embassy, you will get an email, and you are able to kind of track the process. There is a visa status check website where you can put in all your information, and then it will tell you what stage it's at and if it's been accepted. Alex, on my arrival group, she found out about she found out about 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks after sending them off. I found out a month later. I was waiting quite a while to find out the result. You ready to hear the result? My visa got refused. My visa got refused, and Alex's got refused. Do not panic if this happens to you. I am going to say it's rare. I think it's rare. No one else seems to have it refused. So I don't know if it's something I did wrong. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's kind of like a security measure where every 30 applications they refuse one. I don't know. But anyway, my visa got refused. Alex's visa got refused. Panic stations. Everything was going crazy. What the hell did we do now? Everything's going wrong. Don't panic. Basically, in short term, this means you are going to have to go to the embassy and go to an in-person interview at the US Embassy in London or Belfast or wherever your nearest one is. I think there's only 2 in the UK. So yeah, unfortunately, that is something that needs to be done. So, I had to go along back to London for the US Embassy interview. So, randomly one day, I went on that visa status check, and then I saw in blue letters, refused. I literally, the world stopped. I was like, no. But thank God Disney sent all my documents quite early, so I had plenty of time to get it sorted. So just know that you will hopefully get it sorted, and if all things go wrong, don't worry, Disney can push back your start date, so don't worry. So what happens next? So Disney sent all my documents back in the post, and what happens next is they block your account for some reason, which is a bit annoying. So you have to, they send you a letter and tell you what the next stage is. So what you have to do is you have to email an email address. They tell you a little email address to enter here. And you gotta email them to unlock your account, which is a bit silly, and I don't know why they do this because it was completely unneeded. But yeah, you have to unlock your account, and then after that you can book your appointment at the US Embassy. So I'm gonna let you know that the most recent ones are super early in the morning because all the good spots get taken really quick. So I think Alex got one at 8:30 in the morning and I got one at 9 AM in the morning. But you can wait till later to get, like weeks later, to get a time that you prefer, but I wanted to get it sorted ASAP. And that's another cost to be aware of. You are going to have to travel down to London again, which was annoying, but it's okay. I was like, it's another day. I can experience the embassy, oh well. But I definitely did not want to pay for a hotel room, so I did book a really super early train from Birmingham New Street to London Euston, and then got the tube from there, and I got there on time. So thank God the train strikes didn't affect that, because I was panicking that I'd get to Birmingham New Street station really early in the morning and the train was cancelled, and I'll panic and worry. Everything worked out fine for me, but of course be aware that things can happen. So use your instinct, think, do you want to risk it? So I got the train super early to London Euston, and then it was one tube ride. It was so easy, honestly, to Nine Elms tube station. Nine Elms tube station, it was literally 5-minute walk. I've got long legs, so I walked really quick, so probably 5-10 minutes, and then I saw the building. The building is magnificent, by the way. I'm going to insert clips as I'm speaking, actually. Let me move up. And what you do is there's basically a desk out on the street, which is random, and they check you in on the street. It's very official, very security measures, so be aware that it is very strict there, so be aware. I hate serious situations, I really do, so I was absolutely hating every second of it, but it was absolutely fine. Do not panic, do not worry, honestly. If I went through it, you can. So what you have to do is, when it's coming up to your time of the time slot, I just jumped in the queue straight away, but be aware that they did send a lot of people out the queue if they were there too early. There's a big sign of what you can and can't take into the embassy, and it says to get your DS-100 letter ready and your passport ready. And then what you have to do is go up to your desk, they check you in, they go morning or whatever, and then once they've checked you in, they send you through to airport security. So the first door you go in, it's like an airport security room. So you'll go in, you'll take your coat off, take your bag, of course, walk through the scanner as they tell you to, and then once that's all clear, you will grab your bags and stuff out of that conveyor belt, and then you'll go out that room, back outside. It's really crazy. So basically you're in the embassy, but you're not in the embassy because you've got to leave that room back outside. So if it's raining, good luck to you. And then you got to run or walk. Walk, don't run. Don't listen to me, don't run, because I'll probably tell you off. Walk back into the big embassy building. So you walk in, and then there is another check-in where they will check you in again, and they will give you a number, and they'll tell you to go up in the lift. So you'll go up to the lift, and then you'll come out the lift, and then that is the embassy like interview room. It's very big, and there is actually food in the middle if you want to order food or get. It's like a little cafe actually. They do coffee and snacks and things, but I was way too nervous, and I was just not even looking at that. Come out the lifts, and then you are going to want to go to the left side chairs. Don't do what I did and go to the right side, because the man will shout at you. Come out, and then hopefully there's a man there that tells you that, but there wasn't for me. But go to the left hand side, and then there's loads of chairs, and it's a bit like McDonald's, so there's screens everywhere with numbers. Keep looking at the screen, and when you see your number, it will have the booth that you have to go to. So all the booths, it's like a post office, 1 2 3 4 5 6, all glass, like a bank, all like in a row, 1 2 3 4, they're all numbered, and it will say what number you need to go to. Mine didn't say a number, mine said a letter, P, and P meant private room. So when I saw I was called to a private room, I was absolutely petrified, but it's nothing to worry about because it wasn't a private room at all. The door was wide open and everyone could hear because they speak through their microphones, and the microphone, you know what I mean? You know, it's like in a bank or a post office where they like, there's a glass screen, so it plays through that microphone. Anyway, it's fine. She took my fingerprints, and then she asked for my petition, and then she had a look at it for 5 seconds and then said, right, great, you want to go to your final interview. So that means you're going to have to go to the right side of the room when you come out the lifts, and then there should be a massive queue that's snaking around, and you've got to join that queue. And then when you get to the front of that queue, there will be a man that assigns you a window. You'll go to that window, and then that is your final interview. But it's not really an interview. They ask what you want to do what you're going to do in the country. They take all your documents, and then he just said it's approved. So I went all the way to London for that. I was in and out within 45 minutes, and it was a busy day. So don't panic, don't worry at all. It's nothing to be scared of. It's pretty chill inside, to be honest. The only awkwardness for me was the silence. It was very silent in there, but don't worry. It's fine. It was boiling in there when I was in there. I had a big winter coat on because I left the house at 5 AM in Birmingham, and I had my big winter coat on. And on there, I'm sweating my socks off. I was dying of heat. Anyway, so that was my day at the embassy. It's all approved now, nothing to worry about. They told me my passport will be sent back in the post within a week, and it was. So my passport has my visa printed into it. It says Walt Disney World in my passport, which is absolutely insane, and I'm obsessed with it. But yeah, that happened, so don't worry at all. All sorted. If it happens to you, hopefully this video has helped you to not panic, and don't worry, because it will get sorted in the end. And you can email Disney. I didn't email Disney and let them know because I got it sorted way in time. But yeah, you can let Disney know, just give them a bit of notification, but I didn't worry about it. At the 9 week to go mark, Dorms sent me an email, and they told me to sign up for a Dorms account, even though I think everyone should have already done that previously. So once you do that, you sign in, and they will ask you to enter some information. You have 1 week to do this. Also, there is a time limit on this one. So you have to insert some information. So first things first, you're going to have to put in your preferred name. So you're going to put the name that you want on your name tag, the name you want to be called by. Next, you're going to want to enter your hometown and country that you want to be represented in your name tag. Then you're going to want to put your apartment gender. So you can do all male, all female, and surprise me. There's actually a surprise me button that just tells them that you don't mind and you're comfortable with anything. And then that brings you to your room option. So you are going to get the 3 options of rooms, and you're going to want to, it's like a drag and drop. So you put your first option, your second option, and then your third option. First being the one you want the most, second being the next one, and then the third being the one you want least. They do say they can't make any promises. You get what you're given basically, but they will try and take into consideration your choices. There is also a surprise me option as well that just tells them that you're comfortable with anything. Next, at the 6 weeks to go point, we got a Disney training video sent to us via email. It was sent by the Q1 compliance immigration team, and it is basically a 30-minute video telling you about some rules of America, rules of our visa, etc. You have to sit through the whole 30 minutes. It's a bit like a training video. If you work in a job that requires you to watch training videos, it's exactly like that. You sit through it, and then once you end that 30-minute video, it will mark as completed. You'll get a certificate of completion. I downloaded it as a PDF just as proof, but yep, all done. So that is something you'll need to do next. And then for me, at the 4 weeks to go, I received my lease via email, which was ready to sign. And I was at work actually, and I saw, oh, my lease is ready to sign, and my manager Gary said, oh, that might have your room on it. And I went, oh yeah, it will have my room on it. So I instantly click on it, because I wasn't going to click on it at work, but I was like, oh, I want to find what room I have. So I clicked on it, I'm like reading down the emails, I'm going on all the pages trying to read it, and I see it, it's a shared room. Woo! I've got a shared room, which is not my first choice, but I'm honestly not bothered in the slightest. I'm super excited to get a shared room. I'm going to have a roommate. I've never had a roommate in my life. I have no idea who they are going to be. I don't know where they're going to be from. They could be from anywhere in the world, which is super exciting. I'm really excited. I honestly am so excited. I'm a very chatty person. I love talking. And yeah, I feel really positive about it, surprisingly. It wasn't my first choice, but you know what? It is what it is. It's all part of the experience. You signed up to do it. It's part of the cultural representative program, you know what I mean? You're there to be an ambassador of the UK. You're there to talk to people all around the world. It's the whole point of this program. So I'm really excited to get stuck in and meet my roommates. And also there'll be 2 other flatmates in that apartment, which is so exciting. I can't wait to meet them. You do have to pay a $65 administration fee as well. That's another thing that I can't remember if it was made aware to you, but yeah, you do have to pay another $65 administration fee. I think you have to do it the day you check in, so just be aware. It did say that on the email. You do have 72 hours to sign it, just to make you aware. So that is it for all the other paperwork and things. I'm currently at the 3 week to go mark. Super exciting. If there's anything else, I'll shove it at the end of this video. Here we are for the last update of information you need to know before you go to America. I fly in literally 2 days. Tomorrow I go down to Manchester, and the day after I fly out the next morning. Oh my god. Anyway, so I've got a few more updates on the information you've been sent via email or things you need to do. So let me start off with number 1. Number 1, you will have an email from Workday, and that'll be an email to make an account with them. And it literally just has a little bit more information that they require from you. You don't have to do too much yet, because a lot of it requires your social security number and etc. And you'll get that when you're there. So the only things you really need to include is like some details about your hometown. So it shouldn't take too long. Just make the account and then fill in the things you can fill in, and then leave it. And then you will get a reminder email like weeks later, giving you a bit more information on things you need to fill out, but you might have done that when you just logged in. Next, you'll receive your I-9, and your I-9 comes in 2 parts. So it comes in part 1, part 2. You cannot do part 2 until you get there. So that's just a little warning. I don't know if I look like a ghost. If I look like a ghost, I do apologise. I look very pale right now. Sorry everyone. Does that look better? I don't know if that looks worse, sorry. I don't know what I've done to my camera, but oh well, we'll just keep it like this. So yeah, part 1 is all about your onboarding. So you've got to add some information. You'll need your passport and your one I-797 document to help you. You'll have to fill out some information like that. You have to tell them that you're an alien, blah 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 blah. That must be completed before arrival. Now what happens next is you'll get 100 million emails, one a day, at least one a day, reminding you to fill in section 1. Once you've done section 1, that's all you need to do before you get there, by the way. And then you'll receive the section 2 emails, and the section 2 emails come every single day. Reminders to do section 2, reminders to do section 2. You don't need to do section 2 until you're there because you don't have the information to do that yet, and a representative does that on your behalf. So yeah, don't worry about section 2, that's really important. But don't be threatened by the emails because you'll get them every single day reminding you to do it. What's next? Next, about 13 days before arrival, you will get your itinerary. Now this is only for the first few days on your first week of checking in at Flamingo Crossings. So the information that will be on that list are your Monday check-in day and time. So you'll have the time you need to be at Flamingo Crossings for. Your onboarding time, so you'll have an onboarding session at some point of the day. There'll be a making the most of your program, which it says Monday, so I'm guessing it's on that Monday when you check in. And then the Tuesday for me is off, and then the Wednesday is the traditions day. That is all the information you have on there, your traditions, your onboarding, your check-in time, and making the most of your program time. You will get your full schedule when you're there, basically. So yeah, that comes next, and that'll be sent from housing on your emails. Last but not least, you will get your program advisor email. So it will tell you who your advisor is through the duration of your time there, and it gives you a bit of information about them, tells you if you need anything, go and speak to them. They're there to help. They've been assigned to you, and like, it's not just you, they've got like a group of people they're looking after, but basically that person is your go-to person. So yeah, that is all the emails I've been sent, that's all the documents I've been sent, that's everything now. If anything comes in the next few days, I'll add it on like I said every time, but that is it. That is all the documentation I've had to do, I've had to read, I've had to look at before flying out. So hopefully this video gives you so much help, fingers crossed, because I went in there blind, not knowing that all this has had to be done. So hopefully I might have helped you or prepared you for something that's coming in the future. So thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe for more videos. Thank you, bye!